suddenly took over a professional cameraman's broadcast camera at the Las Vegas concert. He started scanning the stage, but his lens quickly locked onto one specific person, Jungkook. At first, it looked like a fun concert stunt to hype up the crowd. But wait until you see the hidden detail in Jungkook's immediate reaction that most fans completely missed. Trust me, this unscripted moment behind the huge stadium lens is something you definitely don't want to skip. Hi K-pop lovers! Welcome back to Taekook Diary, your favorite place to share warm moments and exciting stories about Taehyung and Jungkook that always keep ARMY guessing. The BTS permission to dance concerts in Las Vegas were absolutely legendary, filled with unforgettable energy and chaotic stage moments. But out of all the wild things that happened under the stadium lights, one particular incident involving Kim Taehyung instantly went viral on social media. In the middle of a performance, Taehyung casually walked up to a professional concert cameraman and playfully took over his massive broadcast camera. Now, we all know V loves photography, but handling a giant stadium camera live in front of tens of thousands of people is a whole different level of chaotic. The crowd went completely wild the second they realized V was the one behind the lens. But the real fun began when he started deciding exactly who, and what, he wanted to broadcast to the giant stadium screens. As Taehyung started panning the heavy camera across the stage, he briefly captured a few of the other members who playfully posed for his lens. But it didn't take long for him to find his ultimate target. He smoothly pivoted the camera and locked the focus straight onto Jungkook, who was singing his heart out on the other side of the stage. Suddenly, Jungkook's massive, high-definition face popped up on the stadium's giant screens, and the entire venue erupted in screams. What makes this so hilarious is that Jungkook didn't even notice at first that his own Hyung was the one controlling the broadcast. He was just doing his usual energetic performance, completely unaware that Taehyung was zooming in on his every move. But the moment Jungkook finally realized who was behind that camera? Well, his reaction was absolutely priceless. The exact moment Jungkook caught on to Taehyung's little game is where things got really interesting. He looked directly into the massive lens, paused for a split second, and then a huge, knowing smile broke across his face. Instead of getting shy or walking away, Jungkook immediately leaned into it. He started playing up to the camera, giving Taehyung his best model poses and charismatic gazes while continuing to sing. It literally felt like a private photo shoot happening right in the middle of a massive stadium concert. Fans in the audience noticed that Taehyung was holding that heavy equipment incredibly steady, completely dedicated to capturing Jungkook in the best possible light. But as natural as this interaction looked on screen, eagle-eyed ARMYs noticed a tiny detail in Taehyung's posture that showed just how focused he really was. Turns out, holding a massive professional broadcast camera while walking around a stage is no easy joke. Those things are incredibly heavy. But Taehyung didn't seem to care about the weight at all as long as he was filming Jungkook. On closer fancam videos, you can actually see Taehyung smiling widely behind the equipment, totally amused by how well Jungkook was cooperating. Jungkook even took a few steps closer to the lens, bridging the distance between them and creating an incredibly intimate atmosphere despite the thousands of screaming fans surrounding them. It was a beautiful display of their natural chemistry. They didn't need any words to understand each other's playful vibes. However, just when everyone thought the segment was over, Jungkook decided to turn the tables on Taehyung in the most adorable way possible. Instead of just posing, Jungkook suddenly started walking directly toward the camera lens, getting closer and closer until his face filled up the entire stadium screen. He was giving Taehyung a playful, challenging look, as if saying, "Let's see how close you can actually zoom in." Taehyung, being just as playful, didn't back down and kept the camera perfectly locked on Jungkook's face. The synergy between the two on the big screen looked so effortlessly cinematic, it almost felt like a scene straight out of a movie. Armies in the stadium were losing their minds, clutching their hearts at the sheer visual attack. But what really melted everyone's hearts afterward was what happened right after Taehyung finally handed the heavy camera back to the official cameraman. The moment Taehyung stepped away from the camera and jogged back toward the center of the stage, Jungkook was already waiting for him with a massive grin. They shared a quick, unspoken look and a shared laugh that perfectly captured the essence of their close bond. It's these unscripted, spontaneous moments that make the Las Vegas concerts so special to look back on. They weren't just performing for a crowd, they were genuinely having fun together, turning a massive professional concert into their own little playground. The video of this cameraman incident spread like wildfire across Twitter and TikTok within minutes. But as fans started analyzing the footage frame by frame, they stumbled upon one sweet hidden detail that made the entire interaction even deeper than it appeared. Remember that hidden detail we mentioned at the very beginning of the video? Well, when you look closely at the fancams taken from the side angle, you can see that even before Taehyung borrowed the camera, his eyes were already scanning the stage, specifically looking for Jungkook. He didn't just grab the camera randomly, he intentionally waited for the perfect moment when Jungkook was in the spotlight to take over the broadcast. It shows how much Taehyung loves capturing Jungkook's best moments and showing them off to the entire world. For ARMYs, this subtle realization turned a fun, chaotic concert moment into something incredibly heartwarming. It's a beautiful reminder of how much comfort and joy they find in each other's presence, even during a high-pressure stadium show. Honestly, watching Taehyung turn into Jungkook's personal cameraman in front of thousands of people is exactly why we love them so much, isn't it? Their playful energy is just unmatched. Now, I want to hear from all of you. What was your absolute favorite Taekook moment from the Las Vegas concerts? Was it this iconic cameraman incident, or another sweet interaction on stage? Drop your thoughts, theories, and favorite moments in the comments down below. I love reading through all of them. If this video brought a smile to your face, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to Taekook Diary for more heartwarming updates, and share this with your fellow ARMY friends. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next video.